Have you ever sat in a room full of people and felt like none of them really see you? Like you're there, but not really there? It's not that you hate people. It's not that you want to be alone all the time. It's something deeper, almost spiritual. You're not antisocial. You're just not of this world the same way most people are. Even the Sigma male label feels too shallow for what you are. And that's because it is. You've felt it for years, like there's this fog between you and everyone else. Conversations feel empty, relationships feel forced, goals feel hollow. It's like the entire script of life that everyone's reading from. You tore it up in silence a long time ago. But I'll warn you now, once you see these signs, you can't unsee them. And once you know who you are, there's no going back to pretending. You ready? Oh, and by the way, I've got something very special for you. Sigma's Black Book of Untouchable Power. It's an ebook that contains the forbidden secret knowledge that will turn you into the man others fear and respect. Warning, this will be deleted soon. The elite don't want you to see this. Grab it in the description section or pinned comment below. Let's start with the first sign, and I promise it's going to hit harder than you think. Bottom of form. 1. You don't just walk alone. You thrive in it. Solitude isn't a punishment for you. It's fuel. While most people beg for noise, validation, distractions, you crave the stillness. Not just to recharge, but to remember who you are, why you're here, where you're going. It's more than just I like being alone. It's this deep spiritual pull toward isolation, not as escape, but as evolution. You've probably noticed this since you were a kid. Maybe you weren't the loudest in the group, or maybe you were in the group but never really of it. You saw things differently. When others were obsessed with fitting in, you were already studying the chessboard, observing, dissecting, listening, always listening. And here's what really separates you from even the classic Sigma archetype. You don't just find comfort in being alone. You become someone else entirely when you're isolated. Sharper, stronger, quieter, but more focused. It's like you download pieces of yourself that didn't exist before. Almost like solitude is the only place your real self can breathe. It's not antisocial, it's not trauma, it's alignment. Your soul recognizes the silence, and the silence recognizes you back. People don't understand that kind of energy, so they call it weird or closed off. But deep down, they're scared of it, because they feel fragile in solitude. And you become bulletproof. The rarest men on earth aren't the ones shouting on stage. They're the ones mastering themselves behind closed doors. Quietly, completely, willingly. And if that's you, you've already left Sigma in the dust. 2. You're unimpressed by power, fame, or beauty. Let's be real. Most people worship power. They chase blue check marks like it's a badge of godhood. They want the big house, the shiny car, the perfect girl on their arm, all to impress people they don't even like. But you? None of that hypnotizes you. You see through it like smoke. You don't need to touch fire to know it burns. You've already seen how fake smiles and flashy suits often hide insecurity and chaos. You've probably walked through rooms filled with high-status people and felt absolutely nothing. No urge to compete, no urge to impress, just a quiet awareness that none of it is real. Fame doesn't seduce you, beauty doesn't enslave you, and power? You know that real power can't be bought or broadcast. It's carried in presence, in silence, in self-control. Here's the dangerous part. Because you're immune to the usual traps, you become a mirror. You unsettle people. Your presence exposes what they're still chasing, still craving, still pretending to be. People don't know how to label that kind of indifference. Some call it arrogance, others call it cold. But the truth is, you're just free. You've tasted what it's like to not need the game, to walk through the world with nothing to prove. And that, my friend, makes you rare beyond definition. Even Sigmas often build silent empires, wanting power on their own terms. But you'd rather destroy the map entirely, because you're not looking to win the game. You're trying to leave the board behind. 3. You feel old even when you're young. There's something in your eyes, an ancient tiredness that doesn't match your age. Not burnout, not depression, just this deep, heavy knowing, like you've seen things no one else has. You've probably been called an old soul. Maybe you've always felt like you were watching the world from a distance. Like the chaos and noise and fakeness of modern life just don't stick to you the same way they do to others. When people your age were chasing trends, you were chasing truth. They were trying to go viral. You were trying to go inward. They were craving followers, and you were craving freedom. This feeling can be lonely, but it's also your gift. Because while everyone else is still figuring out who they are through trial and error, you've already burned through the surface level stuff. You're looking for something real, even if you haven't found it yet. You read people too fast. You see through smiles, intentions, red flags, power plays, like your mind's running 20 chess moves ahead. Not because you're paranoid, but because you've seen it all before. And here's where it gets wild. People will often sense this in you before you do. You'll get random strangers opening up to you like you're their priest. Older people will talk to you like you're their equal. Women will stare at you like they're trying to decode you, because your energy doesn't match your age. It's not just wisdom, it's gravity. And gravity doesn't ask for permission to pull. You carry lifetimes in your silence. And that silence makes noise, whether you like it or not. That's not Sigma. That's something beyond archetypes. That's soul-level rarity. 4. You have a deep sense that you're meant for more, but you can't explain what. Let me ask you something strange. Do you ever feel like you're waiting for something that never seems to come? It's like your life is a movie where the plot hasn't fully kicked in yet. You're doing the day-to-day stuff, going through the motions, but underneath it all, there's this whisper, this constant tug at your chest saying, "This isn't it. There's more. You were made for more." Now here's the twist. You don't know what that more even is. It's not money, not fame, not even legacy. It's deeper. It's like your soul is haunted by untapped potential. Not because you've been lazy, but because the world feels too shallow to hold what you're carrying. Most people are chasing goals that were spoon-fed to them by society. You've probably thrown out half the map already. You've outgrown the standard success checklist. You don't want a corner office. You want meaning. You don't want 10 women texting you back. You want one woman who sees you. You don't want attention. You want to be understood. This is where it gets rare. Even Sigmas usually know what they're building. A business, a brand, a way out. But you're still becoming something undefined. Your whole life feels like a slow exhale towards something sacred and unknown. That uncertainty, it's not failure, it's alignment. It means you're tuned into something greater than logic. You're following a frequency that most people are too numb to hear. You weren't made to fit in. You weren't made to play small. You weren't made for comfort. You were built to uncover a purpose that hasn't been named yet, a path that only you can walk. And that kind of soul tension, it's rare, beyond Sigma. It's the beginning of something legendary, if you're brave enough to keep listening to the whisper. 5. You intimidate people without trying, and you're not even sure why. Let's talk about something most guys never admit. People are a little unsettled around you. You walk into a room and the energy shifts. It's not loud. You're not flexing. You're not even trying. But eyes follow. Conversations pause. People suddenly get self-conscious, even if you said nothing. You ever notice that? It's not your height. It's not your voice. It's not the way you dress. It's your presence. It's your energy. It's how you carry yourself like you know something no one else does. And the wild part? You don't do it on purpose. People try to categorize you: alpha, sigma, introvert, enigma. But the truth is, you don't fit. You're too complex for easy labels, too still for chaos, too sharp to be handled lightly. They don't get you, and deep down, they know they never will. That's the kind of man who moves history without saying a word. If this resonated with your soul, not your ego, your soul, then don't just watch and disappear. Subscribe. Join the tribe of rare men walking this path. This channel isn't for the many. It's for the few, the ones who know. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay rare,